The purpose of this video is to show you 5 basic strength exercises to improve postural positions of the shoulder joint. Every exercise should be done for at least 1 minute on both sides for at least 1 to 3 sets. Thank you and enjoy the video. The first exercise is an external rotation walkout. Here you see me rolling my shoulder blade back towards my back pocket here and trying to set myself up for a perfect alignment for my shoulder positioning. I will start with my thumb and elbow in line with each other and walking out and in, going from high resistance to low resistance. It's also important that the point of attachment for the resistance band is in line with your wrist and elbow. The other thing to watch out for is not to have the head ducked forward or shoulder blades rounded forward. You're always trying to pull everything back and maintain that postural position. The second exercise will be an internal rotation movement. So I'll start off with the resistance band in line with the elbow and wrist joint so that when I pull, it's pulling directly across my torso and not at an angle. Make sure not to let the head jut forward as seen here or the shoulders round forward. You're continuously keeping the chin tucked in and squeezing the rhomboids and other back and postural muscles to stay nice and upright. The third exercise is an L-seat shoulder slide. As you can see here, I'm sliding my bottom all the way back towards the wall here, and then having my elbows in the back of the wrist in line and trying to slide onto the wall the entire time. Trying to bring your shoulder blades down as you bring your arms down. And then when coming up, squeeze your biceps towards the ears. Try to not allow for this compensation for the rib cage to flare out. You're always trying to engage your stomach and trying to keep the rib cage down. If this movement is too challenging in this position, you can go ahead and then tuck your knees up as seen here. This will put you into a better position so that it makes it a little bit easier. After performing a few repetitions in this position, if you notice that it's still challenging to do this exercise in this position, you can go ahead and stand up. Just place the heels against the wall. The fourth exercise is a reverse snow angel. So here I'm going to have the thumbs pointing upward and wrists in line with the shoulders and trying to squeeze them back up towards the ceiling, and then I'm going to abduct them overhead and then bring them back together by my hips. One thing to watch out for is to not hyperextend as seen here or to have the head coming down. You want to try to keep a nice neutral cervical spine position here as well as a lower back neutral spine. Here's the same movement at a different angle. So I want to start with bringing the belly button in as well, squeezing the thighs together, heels and toes, so that when I raise, I want to think more of a lengthening movement versus a height movement. So as you can see here, I'm not excessively arching. I'm bringing the arms up overhead and down towards the hips. Here I'm excessively arching, so try not to do that. Try to keep the back nice and neutral and also not to have the head flexed onto the floor. Trying to keep a nice neutral spine and continuously moving up and down. Fifth exercise is a serratus plank push-up. Here you can see me rotating my hands outward so that my pinkies will be sliding out when planted onto the floor. I'm also keeping the creases of the elbows forward, not letting them rotate as seen there. And then I will perform the serratus push-up. Here I'm just protracting my shoulder blades so I'm rounding out my upper back and then sinking in between the shoulder blades, keeping my core tight and engaged. If you're having wrist issues or if you're looking for more of a challenge for the core, I'm going to turn my hands over and go right to my elbows. Here, I'm going to do the same technique, protracting and retracting, keeping my cervical spine nice and neutral, not letting it duck down as seen here and going excessively fast, or bringing it up and going fast as well there. Trying to keep everything nice and controlled, head nice and neutral position. Here's the same exercise at a different angle. So make sure that your cervical spine is in a nice neutral position. Also do not let the elbows roll in, trying to keep the creases pointing towards the front of the room, and then you are ready to protract and retract in this position. Making sure that the shoulder is right over the elbow and wrist joint. The second modification is seen here, trying to rotate the thumbs outward. Also try to contract your elbows in down towards your hips to activate your core a lot more and stabilize the shoulder. Continue with those protractions and retractions for 1 continuous minute.